Please be advised we are speaking in our own individual capacities and not representing any companies we may work for.
We are not your lawyers, and any information given during this podcast does not constitute as legal advice and is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Enjoy the episode.
Hi guys, welcome back to Girls Gone Legal. We are so excited once again to have you today. As you can see, Sophia is back. She's our resident guest co-host, so we're so excited to have you. We have a really exciting guest coming on today that we're love to have. So if you want to take it away and read her bio.
So coming all the way from Florida, we have Lauren Angulo, and she is the founder of Venustas Law, where she specializes in working with content creators, professional athletes, small businesses, entrepreneurs, and brands. She is dedicated to drafting, reviewing, and negotiating contracts to ensure her clients' interests are protected and their businesses thrive. Ms. Angulo serves as chair of the FAWL committee for the Florida State University College of Law Alumni Association Board of Directors and co-chair of the Transactional Law Committee of the Palm Beach County Bar Association. She is also a proud member of the Palm Beach County chapter of the Florida Association for Women Lawyers. In addition to her leadership roles, Ms. Angulo is an adjunct professor at Florida State University College of Law, where she teaches contract drafting and equips law students with practical skills for navigating and drafting agreements. A double alumna of Florida State University, Ms. Angulo earned her Juris Doctor from FSU College of Law after completing her undergraduate degree at FSU, where she was an active member of Zeta Tau Alpha.
She has since channeled her passion for contract law into serving the unique needs of her diverse clientele. Based in South Florida, she combines her legal expertise with a genuine commitment to her client's success. She is a member in good standing of the Florida Bar and continues to expand her knowledge and services to meet the evolving needs of those that she represents. Outside of her legal practice, Ms. Angulo enjoys life with her Pomsky, Cornelius, and lives by the mantra, bless others and you will be blessed. So we are so excited to welcome Lauren today.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome. How was your trip up from Florida?
It's great. It's so cold. I literally wore a fur.
As I just said, I'm sweating.
People were staring at me like, who is this crazy person? But also, I don't really own pants. So if you saw some random girl walking around in a skirt, that's probably me.
Right now, I feel like this is the best weather, too. I feel like Jersey people, New Yorkers, love this weather.
I'm loving it. I'm like, oh, nice little break from the heat. I'm such a New Yorker. I'm like, can I put my jacket on?
Yeah, I know. I can't wait to put my jacket on.
No, I love it, too, but I was just, it's cold.
It's cold. What was the weather today? I want to know what cold is.
It was 50s to 70s.
Anything below 75 is cold.
Yeah, Lauren's
below 75.
Yeah, that's the rule. That's Ugg weather.
It's 60 right now.
Weather. Oh my God. And I was thinking about my Uggs the other day. I'm like, is it too early? Can I do that? Is it too early?
I'm obsessed with Uggs.
Oh.
I always have been, though. I'm an OG Ugg fan. I don't know if you want to cut this, but when I was studying for the Florida bar, I only wore Uggs that entire summer. And my friend was like a week out before the bar, she's like, you should probably go for a walk or something. And I was like, oh, I hate exercise, but okay. So that was the one time that I wore non-Uggs in 3 months. I literally got a blister. So Ugg life always for me.
Yeah, that's because your feet weren't used to being it.
They were used to being in a happy home.
Yeah, in a happy home.
There was an episode on Keeping Up with the Kardashians where Kris Jenner goes, a smart girl always has a pair of Uggs with her.
Really?
I
haven't bought Uggs in so long. I don't even wear them. So long.
I
grew up
definitely
wearing
do.
Uggs, but I don't have any. What do you have? The slides?
I take them to Pilates. I put my
Same.
Uggs in. I go to Pilates, take them out.
I wear them to Pilates.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I have to
My little
invest
walk.
back into Uggs. I used to be a big Ugg girl in middle school and high school. I used to put my phone in my Ugg. That was the thing people did because you couldn't have your phones. So to hide your phones, they put them in the
I don't know
Uggs.
what goes on in Jersey. I have no idea. That's why.
And your lip gloss, you could hold your lip gloss in there too.
Did you buy oversized Uggs?
No, it was the Uggs that came up to here.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Jersey girls got their lip gloss, their phone.
Yeah, we keep everything in there.
Their Jersey
middle
mics
school
in
at
the side
13.
of their.
No, they're Jersey mics.
That's
That's
disgusting.
All right, let's get into today. So we are so excited to have Lauren, and thank you for flying in from Florida. So I think our first question is, you want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, so what I do I do stuff, which is actually someone asked me that at a very serious thing, and I just word vomited. I do stuff, and I was just so cringe. But I work with influencers, entrepreneurs, businesses, and brands to help them set a solid foundation for themselves. Whether that, and through contracts, I only do contracts. I always knew that I never wanted to litigate. Contract drafting was my favorite class in law school, so I just always knew that I wanted to do that in business. And so I help creative people pretty much build themselves and set a solid foundation, whether so that they don't get screwed over, honestly, because contracts are so important. They can really change and make or break like your current situation, but also 5 years from now, if you sign a bad deal.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So prior to starting your own firm, Venustas Law, did you practice anywhere like this type of work, or you just really started it once you started your own firm?
When I started my own firm, so my first job out of law school was doing for this big company, and I did title insurance, and it's super niche, super random.
Yeah.
It was a great first job because I got to work with my friends, and I had some great bosses that helped guide me, but I knew I would have a good day if I cried before I went into the office. Like, because it couldn't get any worse.
Aw.
It was like your stereotypical shitty lawyer job, just soul crushing, honestly. I mean, I don't know who grows up and says, I want to do title insurance. My boss definitely did. But
That's so funny. I'm sure like listeners right now are in those positions that they're an attorney right now, or they're just out of law school and they're like, I'm not happy with what I'm doing and I want out. And there's ways to do other things too, right? You're not stuck in that position forever.
And I also really feel that when you're in those positions, when you really feel like down on your luck and you're going through a really hard time, that's where you really learn about yourself. And so many of those skills are transferable. So when you have a shitty boss, okay, learn from it. So then when you're the boss, you can be a good boss. I had some terrible bosses too.
Right.
And that really showed me about leadership because I didn't have it. So
Yeah.
I would see through those bad situations, okay, yes, this sucks, but I always try to put a positive spin on something. What can I learn from this so that when it's my turn to be in that position, how can I be different? How can I actually, what would I have liked in this situation? To be
Right.
the person that I never had.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah, no, I love that too. And that's exactly why Katie and I had started Girls Gone Legal, because we want to build a community for people. And I know if Katie was here, she would kind of explain how me and her became like a mentor and mentee, and that like I showed her a lot of things and like had a lot of conversations with her that a lot of people like wouldn't have, like kind of the ins and outs and how to get through 1L. And she's like, a lot of people, we were talking about this week, a lot of people don't have that opportunity or don't have, those resources. So that's why we created this podcast, right? Was to show people like, all right, let's like help each other lead the way.
Yeah, like
So-
I'm the first person in my family to be a lawyer. So I
Yeah,
call it
so-
being like a
so
guinea
we.
pig.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
are we. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're the guinea pigs.
And so I just felt like I wanted to be the person that I never had. So that's why I'm like really big on mentorship. And if anyone like emails me like a student or whatever, I always make a point to respond and meet with them and help guide them in any way that I can, because I never had that, and that would have been really nice. Because so many times it just feels like you're drowning and you don't know what to do. And I mean, our parents are successful, but they mean well, but they don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's
And also
different,
the
different
world is so
career.
different now as opposed to when,
And you know what?
Exactly.
What you said is so true, that especially I feel like in such a niche market that's come up now, like you're a young attorney, and I think we kind of understand social media and how things work like a lot better than even some of the older generations. And you know what? Maybe the way law firms were run in the past was perfect for that time, but kind of like things have to change a little bit now because we have to roll with what we have, which is Instagram platforms, like X, all these different platforms. And like you have a better understanding of that, and maybe the way you're going to run your firm and talk to the younger attorneys might be different.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
And what I feel really passionate about, and is what I tell my students, is that you need to put yourself out of your comfort zone, and you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and develop social skills. It's so important because the sad reality is that AI is coming and it's going to take away a lot of lawyer jobs. I do think that. But what is one thing that a person can do that AI can't? Have a personality. Be that person on the other call when stuff goes bad. They don't want to talk to an AI. They
Right.
want to talk to a real person.
Right.
And so I really think
Yeah.
that's how you can set yourself apart. And I think I just feel really excited about where we are right now in the world with this
Right.
creative space. Anyone can make a ton of money and be successful. And that's really, I think, freeing, but especially for young lawyers and people that want to be lawyers or and just anyone starting out, is that you have this amazing opportunity to build a platform where wherever you go, you
Yeah.
can take your audience. So pretty much wherever you go, you can be successful.
It's so true.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love that. And I definitely think the creativity part, the social media part, it's all really growing. I mean, even since we were 1Ls, I feel like it's grown so much
Yeah.
even since then. And like, what was that, 4 years ago? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's about 4
That was
years
like
ago.
crazy
Wow,
to say
that
out
goes
loud.
fast. Yeah.
But yeah, even since then, I feel like it's huge now. There's a lot of more podcasts out there. There's a lot of more influencers in the legal world. There's a lot of more people sharing their stories online. Like I remember when I was a 1L and the attorneys that were sharing their lives and their experience and their journeys online, like I really looked up to them. And I loved hosting events at New York Law School to have them come in and speak. And I reached out to a lot of them. Like some people answer, some people don't. You always have that risk and you always just have to take the chance. But I just love seeing everyone's journeys.
Yeah.
And I think it's coming out more and more and more. And that's why we love doing this podcast, because we can have those guests on, such as yourself,
Yeah.
to be able to talk about your experience. So, and I remember when Kayla gave me your contact, shout out Kayla, and she was like, reach out to Lauren, she's so amazing. And I could just tell from your Instagram, like we were so like personable, and like I could definitely approach you and reach out to you. And then when I got on the phone with you, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I knew you for like ever.
Yeah, I like loved when you reached out, and shout out to Kayla. It's just so nice. Like I honestly just want to say I'm so proud of you guys, and for other girls like you. Like when you get to my age, I'm probably like 10 years older than you. I feel like God, but I don't
Really?
look it. Yeah, I just turned. I don't want to really admit this.
Girls don't reveal two things: age and bar score.
And bar score.
And your weight.
Please.
That too.
When I pass, I'm gonna reveal it. I'm gonna be like, guys, I passed. I did it.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
pass is a pass.
Passing is
Pass is a
passing.
pass,
Whether
yeah.
it's by 1 point
Half
or
a
by the
point.
top.
Literally, half a point or
Yeah.
200 points pass, you're good.
And anyways, even if you fail, like my business partner failed her first time and she's super successful and passed the second time. So
No, I've taken a lot of hits, but
Yeah.
it's okay. It's just, it's like changing me. So
yeah.
it'll be fine.
So did Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, that's true. He
took
was
a lot
in
of
the public
hits.
eye. All right. So you can go back to whatever your thought.
Yeah, so I just like by the time you get to like you guys are doing things so much younger, and when you get to my age, I mean, you're going to have an entire platform and audience, and then they're going to be able to follow you, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, like I remember when you were just started the Girls Gone Legal, and now you're married and have kids and like doing this, and these people will be able to follow you, and and not that you want to sell anyone anything, but you'll be able to build that audience and they
Yeah.
will be able to grow with you. And I think that is the coolest part about this whole thing. And also, I mean, from a monetary perspective, you'll have so many different streams of income, because once you get to that point, I mean, your just audience will be so much more diversified. So it's really
Yeah.
exciting time, honestly. I
Yeah.
think that we had talked about this a little bit earlier, but now's the best time to put yourself out there. And because whether you want to be one or not, the way that the legal profession has progressed is you have to be an influencer, whether that's in your own little community or on a larger nationwide, worldwide level. You have to be one
Right.
if you want to really be successful, because honestly, firms are expecting that. So do you want to do it for them or do it for yourself?
Yeah.
You're going to have to do it eventually.
Yeah, that
better
is
do
true.
it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, definitely. And that's actually really nice to hear, because I feel like a lot of people might be scared, and I know it's been a thought in my head. Some of the more traditional firms might not like certain things, or like that you're on social media, or like, I've always wondered that, like, are people going to say like, don't be posting on social media anymore? Like when I get into like the legal field, like I always, got nervous, and I think some people might have the same thoughts. So I'm happy we're like having this conversation, because we've had so many amazing guests on that say, just be yourself.
Yeah.
And everything is going to come the way it should.
I mean,
So-
there might be some law firms that are like, no, that's not really our thing. We're a little more old
Of
school. But then
course,
there's
yeah.
a lot that'll be like, you know what? It's a breath of fresh air. We're going to get
Yeah.
a new audience, a new group of people. Like,
Exactly.
you're going to expand the network by doing that. And they might
Yeah.
appreciate it and be like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, something different.
And it may
Yeah,
not be the
something
right
different.
fit for you, and that might be
Yeah.
a good sign.
And maybe you want
Exactly.
somewhere
because
that
that'll
supports
help you to be
it.
able to clarify on, will I be happy here? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that you can think about being happy a little bit a few years after. I think,
Yeah.
like, I don't think anyone graduates law school and immediately is happy. Let's just be honest.
Meaning like the
Like,
first job.
yeah, their first job, or just because you have to grow, and in order to grow, you have to have pain. It's like growing pains,
Right.
and I
I'm
think
definitely
that's
having
the
that right now.
part. And you're gonna be so much
It's
better. Like
true.
you're gonna be so
Yeah.
tall after this.
I'll be so tall with my heels that are fraying at the bottom. Can you see that on the camera?
Why?
Really? Guys, I don't know what happened. We went out dancing one night, and this happened, but I still like them.
To the bottom of the heel.
That means it was a good night.
That was a good night.
That means you
but
had
the heels
fun.
are a little messed up. But they're still here. But yeah, I mean, definitely, that's why we love having everyone on and talking about these things. And, in future episodes, we'll talk about, like, struggles, like, people have faced. And, like, I know for me, like, taking the bar exam has definitely been a struggle. And, like,
Yeah.
it's something I'm going through. And one day I want to talk about it and share my journey with everybody. So if someone's going through something similar or has,
Yeah.
like, scary thoughts, they know that they're not going through it alone. They're not the only one. They're not the last one to go through it. So,
And also, I think that's a common misconception, which is like,
yeah.
everyone thinks, oh, I'm going to get out of law school and get like my perfect job. And a lot of times it might not work like that.
No.
You might get a job because that was the opportunity that was there. And you're right. Maybe like down the line, you'll see all the rewards that come from the sacrifices you made early on in your legal career. But it's true. At some point, like, there are things that just aren't 100% perfect, but that doesn't mean that they won't change down the line.
Yeah. I always knew that I never wanted to work at a firm. So my first job was in-house counsel, that first job. And honestly, I never expected to start my own firm. It kind of just happened. And I think all my former employers would probably tell you I was never meant to be an employee. That was just always the kind of personality that I had, is I like to be the boss and be the creative person.
Right.
But some people really love that, and I think it's just about finding yourself and what makes you happy. But one of the things that I just really want to stress to like your listeners is that never let anyone dull your sparkle. Like, I really think that God gave each of us a sparkle, and the legal profession, the traditional one, will try and dull it as much as possible because they want to fit you in a box. And I just hate that with a deep passion. I think that's kind of what had turned me
Yeah.
off from the legal profession. And that's
Yeah.
why I feel so passionate about wearing pink. And I want to start a foundation called Powerful in Pink. I will do
love
it.
that.
We're like, why can't you be a boss and successful and be fun and wear pink and be nice and cool?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you're any less fierce, any less serious, any less
I
of
agree
any
with
of these
that.
things, any less professional.
I mean, yeah, why does it mean that, like, because you wear a colorful suit jacket that what you know less
Yeah.
than the person next to you?
No, exactly.
It doesn't mean that.
I mean, I just had a conversation with our last guest, who her episode actually just dropped right before yours, and she made such a good point because she models in New York. Like, she was like, when I'm on the runway modeling, like, it's not like all the legal information leaves my brain and it's like all of a sudden I don't know anything, right? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you're wearing. You're wearing pink. You're wearing, we're wearing like neutral colors.
Right.
Our hair is blown out. Like, that doesn't matter. It doesn't mean
your
the
hair's
legal.
curly, your hair's blown out, your
Yeah,
hair's
yeah.
out. Like, it doesn't
You have makeup
mean,
on, you don't have makeup on. That doesn't mean, you're any less smart or any,
well,
less
I
deserving.
think that's
It's- you're-
definitely something that's changing, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I think it's,
Yeah. Like, I invented a verb called man-eyes, and it's like, historically in serious professions, you would have to make yourself look more masculine to be taken seriously. And I'm just going to be totally honest. I'd rather die than make myself look ugly to make me serious. And I think that's super freeing because, okay, you want to like underestimate me? Do it. Like, please. I love when people underestimate
but think about
you.
why like Legally Blonde
Yeah.
got so popular, because she was the underestimated one, because she was just a little bit outside the box, but at the end of the day, she got the job done better than everybody else.
I keep dyeing my hair blonder.
I know.
And blonder. And like I know people when Melissa had come on one of our episodes, she talked about how like she was like, should I, because she's blonde, she's like, should I dye my hair darker, like when she was becoming an attorney? And like her hairstylist was like, absolutely not. Like, why would you
No.
do that? So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with that. Like
Yeah.
make yourself happy, boost your confidence, and no matter what that means,
Right.
do what you have to do.
Yeah, and I just think like you can be both. And I think that's like where we're at today. And I think it's important for us as like the next generation of leaders in this profession to set the tone for that and to like encourage those younger girls beneath us so that they will be able to not have to face those environments that historically, like I definitely know I faced.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even like when we were in law school, like your makeup, like you were always looking good, ready to go, right? Like I was always.
I won't forget, someone did tell me one day, like this was my first year of law school, and I told Nicole, that's why she's laughing, that one day somebody told me, wow, like that's so nice that you have the time to look like that.
I'm
I was
sorry.
like, what does that mean?
Do you have to be ugly?
Meanwhile, I'm across the street at Dry Bar. There's do you know Dry Bar?
Yeah, we have them.
So our school had a dry bar, or has a dry bar right across the street, and I was like, "This is the school for me."
Yeah.
But I just
and I
want
got
to
a
say, like,
membership and got my hair done all the
Yeah.
time. So while you're getting told
but
that,
I
was
just
getting
want
my
to
hair
say, like,
done.
maybe sometimes taking care of yourself and doing something that just makes you feel good, if you like look good, maybe that just makes you feel more confident, and like you might feel the courage to maybe answer a question that day, or you might just feel a boost. Like, why does it have to be like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I've always kind of been a little bit extra. And I think look good, feel good, be good, like look smart,
Yeah.
be smart. And it really does give you that confidence. Like I work from home. Now I do. And even working from home and from my couch, I try to do my makeup every single day, even if I'm going absolutely nowhere to the bagel shop like downstairs or to get my juice or even to Pilates, because you just feel so much better about yourself. And
Yeah.
honestly, at the end of the day, it's a mental game. It's you versus you,
Right.
not anyone else. And I think that the more often that you can put yourself in that positive mental space,
Yeah.
it's not going to be every day. Lord knows it's definitely not
course.
every day.
No, of course.
But if I
Yeah.
can be like good 4 days out of
yeah.
7, we're winning.
But you
No,
know what?
exactly.
If putting on that nice outfit and doing your hair nice that day is going to make you walk into an interview 10 times more confident, then you
Yeah.
should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You should definitely do it. I'm all about that.
But yeah, no, I 100% agree. Do your hair, do your makeup, wear that outfit you want.
Anything
And
that's
it
going to
doesn't
make
have to be
you
that.
feel
It
good.
could be go to
Iron
the
your
gym.
shirt, yeah, go for a walk, whatever's going to make you
Have
get
some
that
like
boost.
Yeah.
Fruit Loops or Cheerios. I love Fruit Loops and Cheerios in the morning. What? We said anything.
Anything.
We said anything. Have your coffee.
Okay.
I would crash and then need a nap if I have too much sugar.
Too much sugar. Yeah, I like run on sugar. It's really bad.
Yeah, I used to do that, but now I'm very granola. Like everything's organic, everything is seed oil free.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Nicole's sick of me. She's been sick of that.
What?
I feel like I'm always like, you're always like, you're always eating so healthy.
Yeah, anytime I go to Sophia's house, she's like, make sure you bring snacks.
Because the snacks that you have, I don't have them.
It's like M&M's, popcorn, Coca-Cola.
You can get healthy versions of that.
She doesn't want that.
Oh,
She doesn't want dupes. She just wants exact.
the OG.
Well, OG where
Yeah.
it came from.
Yeah. One day I'll change. Not
will.
today, though.
Yeah, once you hit your
Today.
30s, you'll definitely change.
Okay, why don't we get into some contracts questions for our audience? So, content creators and athletes often sign contracts without legal review. What are the top 3 red flags you see the most in those agreements?
Definitely exclusivity is something that is a huge problem. You never want to limit yourself. So let's say I don't have a water bottle, but let's say I say in the contract that I can't do any liquid beverage.
Yeah.
I just limited myself from every other kind of
Liquid
beverage, even though it's just a water company. There's so many different kinds of water. There's sparkling water, flat water, flavored water.
Right.
So if I'm just
Yeah.
doing like Pellegrino, I would want to be super specific in drafting that contract that would only limit it to that so that I could take that LaCroix deal.
Right.
And you never want to limit yourself. Another one is termination.
Okay.
You want to make sure that everything is buttoned up. Deals are, everyone's always friendly in the beginning. So you want to make sure, it's like a prenup, that you are handling the end in the beginning when
Right.
everyone loves each other and it's like, oh, yeah, that's never going to happen. But a lot of the times it does. And so you want to make sure that it's super spelled out of how you can get out of a deal. Like, let's say the vibes aren't working and that company just isn't what you expected it would be. You want to get out of that deal.
Like all is fair in love and war, but when the gloves come off,
Yeah.
you start swinging.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're right. You have to prepare for that. Maybe things don't end as nice as they seemed. Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
other one that a lot of people talk about is usage rights. Like, let's say that I am shooting a campaign and it's just for like, I'm getting paid a flat fee.
Right.
If they want to continue to use this for years on, they should pay me monthly, right?
Right.
It just seems like fair. You're using unless they pay you like a ton of money, but you want to make sure that that's something that's discussed in the beginning. You never want to lose out on money.
Yeah, definitely. That should be negotiated.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Especially since I feel like now advertising has changed completely.
Yeah.
Where companies are looking more to like Instagram and TikTok to get influencers to advertise products and be like, oh, can you advertise this and advertise that? And that's like really important, right? Because like, let's just say you make a deal for a makeup brand and you start using this one every day. Like, what if you sign that exclusivity contract and you don't really know what you're talking about? And you're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Like, and you don't realize, oh, wait, that means I can't take any other deals in this realm. Like, you really limit yourself.
That's really, and I also do a lot of brand contracts where I represent the brand, but I think doing both sides of the deal makes you better when you are, so like doing influencer contracts makes me better being a brands lawyer because I know, and also makes me more fair.
And you know what each side is looking for.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, I love doing brand deals, like representing brands. It's pretty fun.
I'm sure it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Can you share with us one of your favorite deals?
Not yet because
Okay.
it hasn't closed.
Okay.
But it's a big one.
Exciting things coming then.
Yeah. It's really cool. But I will say that brands are looking for people that turn content into sales. So that are people that are able to convert likes to buying something. So that so from a like wanting to be an influencer or social media creator perspective, that means that you should focus on your audience of building that trust so that when you say, Nicole says, I'm obsessed with this shoe, I'm obsessed with this skincare brand, people will go out there and wait in line for it. And that's what, because I mean, let's be honest, there's so many creators out there now.
Right.
So what's
many.
going to set you apart? But in the legal profession, I mean, it's ripe for the picking because like we were talking about, it's a great time, but how many people do you know from school that are so afraid and they let that fear and also the constraints of what they think traditional law should be
Hold them back. Absolutely.
You know? So just having that openness, I think will make young lawyers and soon-to-be lawyers so much more successful.
Yeah.
And another thing that I really want to stress is, so Florida State, I'm like their number one hype girl. I mean, I loved it. I was in college for like 8 years. I loved college. And it was a different experience at Florida State. It was very collegial, which I know a lot of law schools are not. But one thing I want to tell people is and I told this to my students, don't suck in law school because law school and life is a marathon, not a sprint. And you can make so much money from referrals. And if I think of someone and I have a deal that I could send them, but I remembered how they were and I was like, no, they sucked, I'm not going to send you anything.
Yeah.
You know, and people remember that. What's the saying? Like, people remember how you made them feel.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that is true.
Yeah,
I
it's
will
true.
say, recently in the last like 3-4 months, I got 2 phone calls from 2 classmates. One of them referred a deal to me, which was awesome. And I was like, wow, like that was really sweet. And like we stayed in contact like over Instagram and stuff. And then another classmate called me and was like, hey, can you like give me advice on this? Shout out to both of them because they know who they are. And it's just like you don't really realize, oh, hey, like these are not just people that I studied with.
Yeah.
They come back. Like,
Yeah.
and you
Never
want to
know who
refer
you're
things to
working
them
with.
too, not just like the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah, like Paul Eloise, who will come on in a few weeks, I think.
Yes, yeah.
He's so amazing, and we send each other stuff all the time. And whenever I do something, I always try to include him and vice versa. And it's just so amazing to have people that you can trust and to send stuff. I remember I made this mistake one time, and so once you guys of trusting someone and sending them a client and trusting that they would take care of them the way that you would. And this person didn't graduate from my law school. It was like someone's spouse or something. And I was so disappointed in that.
Yeah.
How they treated that person.
Right.
And so it really kind of it's a great thing when you have someone that you can trust to send stuff. And who better than your classmates, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And you'll remember those people that, you know, oh, they were really smart. They did a good job.
Right.
So it's not competition. I don't see life as competition. I think there's space for everyone to succeed.
I agree with that.
Especially in the legal profession. I feel like so many times they want to pit people against each other. And that's, I would just like X that, like run as furthest away from that as you can, because that's a really sad way to live if you're always looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, that is a stereotype, I feel like, in the legal profession, but that's
100%.
why we're here, like the new generation. We're here to change those things and do it different. Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, I'm the same way. I don't think we need to like step over each other to like everyone to get where they want to be. I think building with each other and helping each other is how you're going to also get where you want to be, right? If you're working together.
Yeah.
So I definitely take that to heart. I mean, even when I met Sophia in law school, I knew like she had like my best interest, right? Because it's like people in law school, you never know like who's like competing with who. And like I just like didn't know like what to expect or anything. But I met Sophia and I was like, I could tell she has like my best interest. I have her best interest. We'd study together, like help each other, and we got through it together. So I mean, that's why we also created this podcast too. You know, we want to help each other build, not, you know, compete with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say, and I was the opposite of Nicole completely. And I was like, in my first semester of law school, I was like, no, I'm going to solo this. That's how I usually did in college and undergrad. And I'm like, that's how I did it. That's how I'm going to do it. And that was not a good mentality, because as soon as I met Nicole at the end of like the first semester, it was a little too late at that point for the studying part. But the second semester, I was like, wow, this is so much better. I have somebody to lean on. I'm like, you know what? I'm letting go of the old ways and maybe I can learn something new.
That's amazing that
I
you're
like that
even
advice.
open to like changing, because so many people get so stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
So that's a really tribute to you and your character.
Yeah.
And for any audience member that's listening right now, and maybe you're kind of riding this out solo in law school, and maybe you're struggling a little bit or you feel alone, kind of just take Sophia's, you know, advice to heart that things can change. You can have study buddies, or
If
meet
something's not working for you, change it.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. All right. Why don't we go to another contract question? What's one, I guess we kind of talked about this. What's one clause that every influencer should know about before signing anything? When you talked about like the 3 red flags.
So I think I think we talked.
I have another question about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So what happens in the case of like some sort of influencer or content creator signs a contract with a brand and the brand is not really loving how this influencer or content creator is like either portraying the whatever the item is or
The
how the
product.
product,
or
yeah, what
marketing it.
happens there? Like how do
Depends
they?
how the contract is drafted.
Oh, and that's why we
So
have
I
you.
love
That's why we have you.
clarity. Like, and that's why I guess we'll all have jobs. I love clarity on like what determines success. Like let's make that super clear. So from the brand perspective, I like to make that super clear on what is a successful campaign.
Right.
But also making it super clear of what we want.
Right.
And I think that so many times, like people are not mind readers, but also from a brand perspective, it's so important to make sure that the people that you're hiring are aligned with your views and your ethics and
Right.
your how you want your company to run. So
Yeah.
it can be an issue on both sides. So when I review contracts from the influencer perspective, I always ensure that we have clarity because I don't want my client to be in the position where they feel like a failure, where they're
Right.
like, crap, everything that I'm doing, they're not liking, they're
Right.
pushing back. So I like deadlines and I like
that.
proper response time. So if I submit something to you, you have to give me feedback within 24 hours or it's deemed as accepted.
Oh,
Okay.
I like that.
You know?
Yeah.
That way you're not like left in purgatory.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times with these creator deals, they don't, depending on how payment works, like it's net 30, net 60 after you already do the work. So one of the things, this is actually really important, is late payment fees.
Ooh.
So important to have that in there. I know someone, an athlete who got paid a lot of money and the people that were supposed to pay him did not pay him for like over 3 or 4 months.
Ooh.
And it was
that's
a
very
huge sum of
long.
money.
Yeah, that's a serious delay.
Yeah, and imagine like any interest would have been like when you don't pay your credit card,
Yeah.
you know, you
There's
incur
interest.
a late fee. Like, why not with these kinds of deals?
Right.
The obligations are still the same. You should pay.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's a great point, and I feel like people probably don't think
Yeah.
to put that in, especially if you're signing it and you're an athlete or an influencer and you're just signing it without speaking with an attorney first.
Yeah.
They're probably just like, you know, because
Yeah.
people get excited, they're like, oh, this looks great, gonna sign this.
Yeah.
But for example, that's a good clause to be putting
Yeah.
in there. So
And what you said about clarity, I think is so important, not just in like brand deals, but just in the business in general, right? So like from the brand side or from any perspective, like you want to be super clear about what your expectations are, what you want,
Yeah.
and you don't want there to be any confusion. And then from the person on the receiving end, you want to make sure you have all the information about what someone is asking you to do to avoid those problems.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally agree. Clarity. Just be as clear and concise as possible when it comes to even just communicating.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's all about building relationships too. Like the hope is that this one campaign will do good and we'll have a long relationship.
Right.
You know, that's the ultimate goal. So
Yeah.
clarity helps ensure that, in my opinion.
In brand deals, and are there like renewal clauses? Like if we like this, like we can renew it, or do you just start? Would have to make a whole other separate contract.
I
depending?
like to have a whole separate contract.
Why?
Because things may change. Like I always say, like we're not Jesus. We don't see the future. We don't know what the future has in store. So let's say from an influencer perspective, you like blow up. Like you go from 1 million followers to 5 million followers in a year.
Overnight,
Which
yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
I know
You
it
know,
does.
your
yeah.
rates should not be the same.
Yeah.
Right. And on the flip side, if you're a brand and you hire somebody, and guess what? They used to have this huge following, and maybe they said something or did something scandalous or something.
Yeah.
They lose all their followers. You don't want to get locked in.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think having another contract is the best bet.
Yeah.
Good way to go.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we have. So you've built a law firm, you teach, you lead, and you still manage time for your Pomsky Cornelius. What does balance look like for you?
Balance is, I think it's a fake word
Yeah.
because balance really means that you're just juggling a lot of different things. But sometimes, like I'm working like more than 10 hours a day.
Right.
Or sometimes, I'm totally honest, I'm like on my couch watching Harry Potter most of the day. So it really doesn't exist. But where I'm at right now in my career is I have more flexibility because I'm the boss.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, you have to know that doesn't exist.
Right.
Like you have to have one to get to the other. Like I worked for the first 5 years of my like career.
Yeah.
I worked like over 12 hours a day.
Yeah. You were out working.
I was just
Yeah.
and I learned so many skills in that, but there was really no balance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something that I think we need to get comfortable with. But at some point, you have to realize, like, okay, I did my time.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even I would say not even just in that sense, but like I happen to work like in a hybrid position, and there are some days where it's like, wow, like there's so much going on. It is like all hands on
Yeah.
deck at all hours. And then other days it'll just be like maybe like not as many hours as the day before. And I feel like what you're saying is just like unveiling that. Like some days you're putting in 10 hours, right? And then other days like you might not have as much going on, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be ready to go when you have those because it's like balance.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't want to be soft. You want to be able to work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Because
be able to
that's what
hustle
sets
and
you
grind.
apart. Like, you have to hustle and grind.
Yeah.
But I will say that when I first started, I didn't get Cornelius until, like, I was practicing for like 2 or 3 years after I became a lawyer. And I will say that that was honestly the best thing that I ever did, because it made me stop. And I used to have to go home for lunch. You know, I didn't just sit at my office and work through lunch.
Right.
Like I had, like, so that gave me, so that, because in order to do your best too, you have to be in the right headspace. So that really helped me. Like, just have those extra 30 minutes of walking him, going for a walk where I normally wouldn't, helped me recharge and be the best and give the best I could give.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. I mean, even for me this past year, like I've learned hard lessons where if you're not feeling your best or you're not going to be doing your best,
Yeah.
right? So you got to just like take some time to you, make yourself happy, but also grind and hustle.
Yeah.
You know, like find that in between. So if it's coming home after a long work day, all day, 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever it may be, putting on a movie, you know, you said you watch Harry Potter,
Yeah.
put something on like that, eating some like comfort food or whatever you want, and just like going to bed. You know, disconnecting sometimes from your phone, things like that. But definitely, especially just coming out of law school, and if you're listening to this and, you know, you're graduating, you're at 3L or just, you know, even a few years out, like this is the time you got to hustle, you got to grind, you got to build your resume, you got to build your career, you got to learn as much as you can from your supervising attorneys, you know, and anyone that, you know, wants to mentor you as well. So,
yeah. And I will say too, like, I have a great boyfriend now, but when I was in law school, I was dating like a crappy guy. And we had broken up, and I was so tragic, but it was during finals. And so I had to like not let this affect me.
Right.
So I would put a timer on my phone for 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, for 5 minutes, I'm going to be tragic and cry. And then after
And
these
bounce
5
back.
minutes, I'm going to flip a switch and I'm going to be that girl.
Just
Yeah.
lock
And then I would
in.
do my makeup and then like transform. And then at the end of the day, when I'd come back home from the library, I'd set the timer again and I'd cry for 5 minutes. Sometimes I'd hit snooze and give myself, you know, like
Extra 5 minutes.
an extra 5 minutes. But I was able to, and I feel like there's nothing that will come my way that I can't do. After
You know what
going
that
through
just
those
said to me?
hard-
That's discipline.
Yeah.
Like, I need this 5 minutes, but I don't care. I'm locking in. Like, it doesn't matter what else is going on. You just focus and you got in the zone no matter what, and you got it done.
Yeah.
And that's why you're
gotta
here.
discipline
And you could
yourself.
put your brain in
I'm
boxes.
happy you brought that word up.
Yeah.
You know, put that in a box, deal with it later, but go and be that girl. And then go back and be sad girl, but like go be that boss.
That is such a skill. That is such a skill. I
Yeah.
feel like so many people get distracted with like little things or outside things. And it's like, especially when you're in that zone of law school where everything is intense for those 3 years, like you need to compartmentalize. You need to lock in when it's necessary and just dedicate that time, because if like the 3 years, it feels long, but it does fly.
It flies by.
It flies.
It does. And obviously personal things are going to pop up in your life and that's going to happen. But always remember why you started and where you're at and just keep pushing. I mean, we've helped, me and Sophia have gone through like crazy times together, you know,
Yeah.
ups and downs. It's like, okay, we're going to cry together and now we're going to bounce back.
Yeah.
We would
definitely
even
held
do
each
like,
other
we'd be like in the
accountable.
library and we'd be like, okay, right now we need 10 minutes. We just need to have a coffee and laugh about something,
frozen
be
yogurt.
normal. And then we're going to get back into it. And we
Yeah.
looked at the time, we'd be like, okay, this time we're getting back into it now. And then we just stop
Yeah.
talking. Everyone lock in
Yeah.
and we could talk later. But that's a skill.
It's so important because I think people realize, like, when you're in law school, everyone realized, like, law school sucks. Law school's so hard. Honestly, I had so much fun in law school.
I had
We
fun.
did too.
I
We
had
had
the
a
best
great
time.
time.
I'm so thankful.
Same,
I want to go back. No, I'm just kidding.
like at FSU, we had a social every Thursday. Like we had so much fun. But what that taught me is that the discipline and to be focused and to be on when you're on and to be able to disconnect because law
Yeah.
school may seem hard and everyone kind of complains how it's so hard. Life is harder.
hard. Yeah.
Like you
Life
don't
is
get
harder.
spring break in the real world.
Yeah, you
You
do.
know, like, so honestly, what I tell like law students is study abroad, like in law school, go on that spring break cruise, have as much fun as possible
Yeah.
because you are not going to get that. And I'm a huge proponent of studying abroad. I literally spoke at FSU and I
Yeah.
was like, don't wait to travel the world for the first time when
Yeah.
you're old. Like do it when you're young and you're hot. Like it is so, who wants to travel the world for the first time when they're old?
Yeah.
You know, like
live your life at the same time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think like so many times people think about just rushing through law school and like, no, take a step back,
Yeah.
enjoy it. These are relationships that you're going to have
Absolutely.
forever. So let's nurture them and have fun. Like you guys made in a great relationship that you will have forever. you
Yeah, we
know?
made a life bond.
Yeah, exactly. And
We
I think
met
so many
these one
people
else
rush.
over, what was it, Memorial Day weekend, and they were starting actually at our school. And they were like, oh my God, we're scared to start. Are we not going to have a life? Like, what's going to happen to us? Like, should I go out? Should I not go out? And I'm like, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want to know what I did? I had the best time ever. And I graduated, like, balance. I studied hard, but then also, like, I enjoyed my life. Like, I did
Yeah.
things. I'm like, I can't just stop. You can't put everything on hold, lock in when you have to, but we did stuff, I would say, and it keeps
Yeah.
you sane.
We had a great
you need to see
time.
your friends, you need to see your family, make time for that stuff,
Yeah.
and then you'll be fine.
We had so much fun. I mean, being in the middle of New York City and like having so much like around you, we definitely made the most of it. But then we were also spent so much time in the library.
Yeah.
So much time in the
Yeah,
library.
same.
Like I feel like I lived in the library. But if we weren't in the library, that's when we took the time to like relax. Like, okay, let's go to dinner. Let's go have a drink. And sometimes you just need that too. You need to like decompress, right?
Well, that's
Yeah.
what life
So-
is about too. Like, it's always going to be hard. There's always going to be something stressing you out. So it's how do you handle that stress? And I think
Yeah.
law school is life in a 3-year time span of like the stresses, but having to lock in.
Yeah.
Like the faster you can master that, the quicker you will be successful.
Yeah.
I really
definitely
believe.
think it's your reaction to it too.
Yeah.
Like, okay, how are you going to handle this? And something that I've always thought about sometimes when like a stressful situation comes my way, I'm like, okay, like what is my reaction going to be? I could like freak out right now, but like where's that going to get me? That's going to get me
Yeah.
nowhere. Calm down, let's figure it out, right? So my daddy's like super super calm and I always like learn this from him. Like everything's going to be okay. Like just, like take a deep breath. Everything's going to work out the way it should and I always think like that. So yeah, I think that's so important in law school is just like how you react to it. And another thing I was thinking about too was you're going to have, like you want to be an attorney, right? That's why you're in law school. You're going to have clients come to you they're in dire need situations, like life-changing situations. You're going to have to be able to comfort them and help them in their time of need. So it's reaction, right? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, if I was my own client right now, what would I tell myself?
Yeah. What would you,
You
want?
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I try to think like that too in a way.
Yeah. And I also think like the importance of being positive and like no matter what happens, like trying to put a positive spin on something that even
Yeah.
if it's like super shitty,
Yeah.
like it's so important because how many people do we know that everything is negative? And I just feel like
Yeah.
that is not a good way to live because it will seep through every single aspect of your life.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
definitely.
I look at bad things as like opportunities, honestly.
And
Of
they are.
learning and growing and then, okay, that wasn't for me. Let's do something and let's be better
Yeah.
at something else.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
so many
definitely.
times people like, oh, I didn't get that job or this job sucks. Like, no, like we talked about earlier,
Right.
no, this is an opportunity to see, okay, when I get to this position, I'm going to be different. So I'm going to learn when I'm in this like role or I don't really like it. I'm going to learn as much as I can.
Every job,
Yeah.
whether it's the perfect one, exactly what you were looking for, or it's one that you said, which was like not a good experience at all, you learn something. You take something. It's all about adaptability. I do agree with that. You can't tell me that even in the worst job that you hate, you learned nothing, because you still learn, okay, this is not what I like and I'll just do something else, but that's still a learning experience. Nothing is a waste.
No.
Nothing is a waste.
No, it's all an experience and a lesson. Like you
Only
said,
giving up
negative or
is a waste.
positive.
That's
For sure.
yeah.
And I think too that like it's so important to make sure that it's not a waste. Once we go through something and we overcome it, our job is to help someone else
Exactly.
go through it, so that we ensure that that heartache and that pain wasn't a waste.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
Basically,
sure.
you're paying it forward. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think everyone should pay it forward. Help someone the way you wish someone would have helped you.
Yeah.
And I remember the people that have like helped me, and I'm sure you remember the people that have helped you and you as well. And then when people, people had called you, when people messaged me, like I always want to just like be there for them. Like, what can I do? Let's jump on a call. Like, exactly how you took my phone call, right? Like stuff like that. I think is amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's do, because I think we're running out of time a little bit. Let's do a rapid fire round. So I'm just gonna ask you a few questions, and you can just like list off the words.
Okay.
So favorite class in law school?
Contract drafting.
Contractor. You did say that earlier in the episode. Least favorite legal task?
Work. No. I don't know. Like
Going to the court. If you ever had to go to the courtroom, I know you don't go to the courtroom.
I don't do
but
that.
Have you ever or no?
Never.
Okay.
Only when I got sworn in, when my former intern got sworn in.
Okay, that was good.
Oh. Well, that's why it's your least favorite, because you're not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know.
Going to court. That would be
I
the
know,
least
for me
favorite.
it's fun actually, like
Oh, so you
because I
like
don't have to do it. So
Yeah,
it feels
yeah.
like in Legally Blonde, you know that when her friends go and they're like, "There's like a judge and
There's a
jury
judge
people."
in
That's
everything.
literally me. That's literally me. Whenever I like went into a courtroom, actually,
It's like you're on set.
Yeah. My least favorite legal task I think would be the admin stuff of owning a business. But I
Okay.
think it's important to
Yeah.
do that regardless.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot of work and a grind.
Yeah, that's the annoying
Yeah.
Yeah.
the math.
Okay, coffee. Oh my God, I lost it. Coffee order during contract crunch time.
So I love matcha.
Okay.
So I do an iced
Ooh.
matcha latte. If you go to this place called Sour Seed in Palm Beach, if you say you want the Lauren, they'll know exactly what you mean. It's an iced matcha latte with 2 shots of espresso, coconut milk, and honey.
Ooh.
Nice. Do you drink matcha?
No, I'm a coffee addict.
Coffee, okay. Redlining or negotiating? Which do you love more?
I love redlining.
Redlining. Law firm life or solo life? Pick one.
I would say neither. Like, because right now my firm is like kind of just me.
Yeah.
But I think the flexibility of building your own brand, like just being your own boss, I think that's the team I'm on.
Yeah.
Being your own boss.
Yeah,
Right.
I love that. One professor who changed your perspective.
Richard Benham. He's the one who taught contract drafting, and then now I teach contract drafting, so he's like my
Aw.
mentor.
Oh
So it's
my
really
God,
Look
cool.
at that
Full
turnaround.
circle.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Craziest clause you've seen in a contract.
An OnlyFans management contract had a provision that they were not responsible for STDs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
okay.
wild.
It was wild.
It was wild. I hated that contract with a deep passion.
Wow. Okay.
And I did not like the manager. Deal.
That's interesting. Very interesting. Most underrated type of contract everyone forgets to have.
I think people just when you start a business with someone,
Yeah.
an operating agreement.
Okay.
I see so many people that were like,
We don't need
start a
it.
business.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
Yeah.
We love
We
each
know
other.
each
We're
other. Yeah, we're friends.
Everything's gonna be
I've seen how that
great.
story ends.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not
Yeah.
nice.
All right. Next one is dream celebrity or creator client to work with.
I really want to work with a dogfluencer. So there's like this golden retriever called Tucker Budson.
Oh.
And I just think how his parents are like doing an amazing job like with their social media. They make like kind of short films with Tucker.
You're doing an amazing job, sweetie.
Yeah, like honestly, they even have a Tucker's Gold, which is like CBD for dogs. They even made a game with like it's Yeah.
How
A
cute.
dog.
I love
account.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. That's
Yeah.
cute. I love seeing the dog accounts. I mean, I'm a big dog person.
Same.
Love
I follow so
dogs.
many dog accounts.
Go to pump up song before a big meeting.
Honestly, I just pray. I literally go to
that's
Oh, I
church
love
Yeah.
that.
before big things.
I like that.
I pray about everything, honestly. That's
Yeah.
what keeps me like sane, and I pray for wisdom.
Grounded and
Mhm.
yeah, no, I really like that. Pomsky Cornelius's biggest personality trait.
He is very selective. He's kind of a snob. There's certain treats that he won't eat. He talks. He doesn't like being told what to do.
How did you pick the name Cornelius?
It's biblical and bougie.
Ooh.
So there's a Cornelius, which is kind of, if I had to describe myself, that's kind of how I would. There's Cornelius in the Bible, and he was
Right.
the first Roman to convert to Christianity after Jesus died, and it was a sign like Jesus is for everyone. But also Cornelius Vanderbilt, who's like the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Wow,
love that.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so you are a Florida girl. Beach day or Netflix binge?
Shopping on Worth Avenue.
That's a better answer
I
for
would pick
me.
that one too. That wasn't even an option. I would pick that one. Fill in the blank.
Or like a
Shopping
spot
on
at
Worth
the
Avenue.
Breakers.
Yes, or
Yeah.
a spot at the Breakers.
Yeah.
You know, a seafood bar with the little Nemos
Yes.
like underneath you.
Yeah, that to me is
Yeah.
like peak relaxation.
Yeah, definitely. I love tennis over there too. Just like playing tennis is so
Yeah.
relaxing. I mean,
Flaggers.
Flaggers, yeah.
A steakhouse?
Yeah.
I texted her today because it's my birthday month at the end of
Birth month.
birth month at the end
Oh,
of October is my
yay.
birthday, and I texted her about Palm Beach and going down, and she's like something about like Flagler's is waiting for you.
Oh my gosh, I
I
love
go, I
it.
can't wait. Me and my morning good. That was better than a good morning text. Flagler's is waiting for you. Okay, first thing you do after wrapping a stressful workday.
I work from home, so it's
Like you close your laptop. What's the first thing you're doing? Are you playing with your dog? Are you making dinner? Are you
Going for a walk, I guess.
for a
Exercise
walk.
class.
definitely. I don't like
Pilates?
exercise. I do
Okay, no,
Pilates,
you do
because
Pilates.
I
You
just
do
want to
jet-
be hot.
You do jet set, right?
Yeah.
okay.
I love jet set.
Yeah, I go there like 5 or 6 times a week, but I hate exercise. But it's like a necessary evil.
Mm-hmm.
I like tennis though. I like
goes-
things that like trick you into exercise.
Yeah. You can like look cute, but like
Yeah, and I
Still do
do
it.
Pilates at 9:30. I don't do any real stuff until like 11 or 12.
Okay.
Okay, I feel like
I'm
that's
not a
pretty
morning
normal for lawyers,
person.
though. I feel like lawyers start later than other professions, or is
I
that
don't
just
know.
what I think?
I used to
I don't
start at like 8 a.m.
I can't confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
Not confirm or deny. I don't know. I
guess
feel like the
I want to know what
offices-
other people's normal lives are like. I know mine is very not normal.
Oh, but that's like
Yeah.
the benefit of how you run your practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flexibility.
Well, I called my mom. I couldn't sleep the other day, and I called her at like 5:45 a.m. and I was like, "Do you want to go get breakfast?" She goes, "You don't even eat breakfast," and she was like, "No, I'm going to work." I go, "You're going to work right now?"
That's so
Yeah.
early.
I was like, "That's crazy."
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, "Damn."
I mean, Nicole
Very
thought I was crazy
up
in
and
law
early.
school. I'd be like 5 o'clock at the gym, shower, coffee, breakfast, and
I
then I
wish
was
I could
at the
do that.
A whole
library.
day
that.
before I was even
Yeah.
up. Like
Yeah.
a whole day texting me. I don't
But I
answer
couldn't
until 2 hours
function at
later.
night. That was my problem. Once
That's-
7 o'clock rolled around, I was checked out. Like
That's
some
my good
people
time.
don't study in the
Yeah.
like earlier in the day. I couldn't study later at night. I would just be like, oh, I'm out.
Yeah. It's important to know yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
know your strengths and your weaknesses. Okay, let's see. We have one more question. If you weren't a lawyer, you would be a.
I don't know. I would always be a lawyer. Just
Yeah.
even if I don't want to practice law, I think that there's so many things you can do with a law degree, like even if you don't use it. Like I'm starting a podcast called Unlawed, and it's successful conversations with successful people that have law degrees but don't practice traditional law.
Oh, love that.
And
like
I just
that.
love that because there's so many options for us.
Yeah.
a lot
you
of people
know?
don't even know that. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, so you're a lawyer, so you have to do this. Actually, no. Like, there's a whole realm of things that you can do. That's awesome.
And it'll just make you more successful in whatever you do.
when does
Yeah.
that start, or did you start it already?
Soon.
Soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so everybody
exciting.
stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Do you want me to link your Instagram, LinkedIn in the bio below? Okay, so audience, we will link it so you can look up Lauren, reach out to Lauren. She's the best. I know I reached out to her and she helped me so much, and now she's here in New York. So
Yay.
we were so happy to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
And thanks for having me too.
Of course. Always welcome. You guys are always welcome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Katie and I are so thankful for the community that we are slowly building and for all the engagement. We have so many exciting things coming up in the next few months, in the next year, and we just want to keep building. So if you have any questions, like please reach out to us on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. Our emails are also, I think, posted on the LinkedIn. Spotify, YouTube, watch everything. Follow us, subscribe. We actually just did something super exciting. We spoke to the Pre-Law Society at Binghamton University. So we had a remote chapter for that. If you are in law school or you're in college and you're a part of, an organization or a chapter and you want to hear from us, reach out. We would love to speak with you guys. I actually have a funny story that Sophia hasn't heard yet. Like right before Katie and I were supposed to speak, this is my first event ever. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. And you're going to laugh at me.
I'm scared.
So I was going over to Katie's apartment. We were going to Zoom together, do the remote event together. And I'm just like such a clumsy person. And I'm always in heels. So I'm like rushing. I get out of my Uber. Katie walks outside. She's like waiting for me at the door. And I gotta like, can they see me in the camera? I gotta like imitate this. So I'm walking. And all of a sudden, I just like, went to go like take my gum out of my mouth so I could just like jump on the camera, and I tripped over myself, and I like face planted. I don't even know how to describe it because I hit the ground hard. I face planted into the Hoboken sidewalk.
Oh.
And Katie was like, oh my God. Oh, can you hear me? Oh my God, are you okay? She was like, what? Like, let's take a second. I go, no. It was like my soccer days. I got right back up. I was like, we got to keep going. Like, we got this event. Like,
Power through.
so my hands, I don't know if like you could see them in the camera, but I have this like Band-Aid right here. My hands were so cut up. I was sitting on this event with just a paper towel, with my hands like all cut up because I had no time to like put Band-Aids on or anything. It was just crazy. So yeah, that was my first event, but it went really well. And we had a lot of people reach out after, and we just love giving advice and like talking to students, and just showing them that the dreams and thoughts they're having are possible. So
And when you trip physically and metaphorically,
yes.
you just
Get
keep
back
going.
up.
Get back up.
Because I feel like I've been face planting for the past year, and I just keep going, and then I physically did it, and I just kept going. I'm like, see, you just get right back up. Like everything's fine.
It worked out.
But yeah, we loved having you guys on today. I really hope you enjoyed Lauren, and definitely reach out to her. Her LinkedIn and Instagram are below. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you, Sophia, for being another guest co-host today.
Of course. I love being here.
All right, well, thank you guys so much. And in the meantime, stay sharp, stay stylish, and stay legal. Bye, guys.